Be me, 29, working from home in marketing, about to have the most important client pitch of my quarter. Growing up, my dad used to explain everything to me like I was brain dead. How to hold a pencil, how to tie my shoes, showed me 7 times because apparently I wasn't getting it right. Even in high school, he'd explain my own homework to me, talking over me when I tried to say I already understood. My older brother never got that treatment. Just me. Then college. Every group project had that one guy who'd take over and explain the assignment we'd all read. My first job? Male boss who'd re-explain my own ideas back to me in meetings like he came up with them. So yeah, maybe I'm a little sensitive about men explaining things. Maybe I notice the pattern more than I should. But it's not in my head. It's real. I've lived it my whole life. That's why when my laptop decides this exact moment, literally 5 minutes before I'm supposed to present our entire social media strategy, is the perfect time to freeze completely. I'm already on edge, screen locked, mouse dead, that spinning wheel of death mocking me. I'm clicking everything, panicking. My client's going to think I'm incompetent. Jake, my husband, walks in from the kitchen with a sandwich. What's wrong? My laptop died right before my meeting. He sets down his sandwich and leans over. Okay, so first press Control plus Alt plus Delete. I know how to use a computer, Jake. He keeps going, clearly not reading the room. If that doesn't work, we'll force quit through Task Manager, which you access by pressing Control-Shift-Escape, and then you can see which programs are eating up your memory. It's probably Chrome. You've got like 40 tabs open, so you'll want to click the memory column to sort by usage and then... Oh my god, can you stop mansplaining my own laptop to me? I've got this. He stops mid-sentence. Just looks at me. Okay. Walks out. I finally get the thing restarted. Took me way longer than if I'd just let him help. But whatever. And I'm 10 minutes late to the call. Flustered, apologizing. The client's annoyed. My pitch is shaky. The whole thing's a mess. Afterwards, I'm still irritated. Not at myself for snapping, at him for making me feel stupid in the first place. I text my girls' group chat. Finally called out the mansplaining today. The responses flood in. Yes! Queen! About time. Men really think we're idiots. My boyfriend does the same thing, so condescending. I feel validated, like I just stood up for myself after putting up with it for too long. Here's the thing, I'm not one of those crazy feminists or whatever. I'm just a normal person who's aware of gender dynamics. Jake's great mostly, but he has this habit of explaining things like I'm 5. The laptop thing was just the breaking point. He's in IT, fixes computers for a living, built our gaming PC from scratch. He's the tech guy, which is fine. But that doesn't mean he needs to explain every single step like I've never seen a computer before. That night, he's quieter than usual. I assume he's being sulky about getting called out. Men hate when you point out their behavior. I don't bring it up, neither does he. I tell myself I did the right thing. Set a boundary. That's healthy. Over the next few weeks, I start noticing the pattern more. It's like once you see it, you can't unsee it. We're driving to Target on Saturday morning when the car makes this grinding noise. Jake immediately launches into explanation mode. That's probably the brake pads wearing down. See, they have this metal indicator that scrapes against the rotor when they get too thin, which creates that specific sound frequency. I'm not an idiot, Jake. I know what brakes are. He stops talking. We drive the rest of the way in silence. In the Target parking lot, I mention it to a random woman parked next to us. She's like, "Girl, men love explaining cars to us like we're children." Exactly. The next week, Jake installs a new smart thermostat, comes to show me how to use it. So you can set schedules in this menu And this button here controls the humidity settings, which is actually really important because in summer you want to... I'm scrolling through Instagram. It's a thermostat, not rocket science. I think I can figure out temperature control without a manual. He just closes the app, doesn't finish. Then there's the health insurance thing. Our company changed plans, and Jake's going through the options with me, trying to explain deductibles, contributions, talking to me like I've never had health insurance in my life. I can read Jake. You don't need to explain every single word. He closes the laptop. Which plan do you want then? I don't know. You pick. I thought you didn't need it explained? Silence. He picks one. I don't even know which. The breaking point happens 2 weeks later. Sunday afternoon, I'm trying to work and the internet goes out. I call Jake from upstairs. He comes down and starts his usual routine. Okay, so unplug the power cable from the router. It's the black box with the lights. Wait 30 seconds for the capacitors to fully discharge, then plug it back in and wait for the lights to cycle through. Oh my God, Jake, stop mansplaining the Wi-Fi to me. I'm not a child. He just stares at me. This look I've never seen before. Then, okay, walks away. And from that moment, silence. Complete and total shutdown. He stops explaining anything. Stops offering help. Stops the little comments about stuff around the house. Just stops. At first, I feel powerful, like I finally set a real boundary and he's respecting it. The group chat agrees. He's probably feeling threatened by your assertiveness. Men can't handle being called out. But then I notice he's eating lunch at his desk now, instead of with me. Our conversations get shorter. He's not cold exactly, just absent. Like a roommate who's polite but disinterested. I tell myself he's being immature. Sulking because I stood up for myself. The first week after the router incident, small things start going wrong. Our grocery bill jumps from the usual $400 to $680. I'm staring at the total, confused. I ask Jake why it's so high. He shrugs. Dunno. You bought stuff. That's it. That's the whole explanation. Normally, he'd walk me through the budget tracker he set up, show me which stores have sales, explain the meal planning system. I never really paid attention before because he just handled it. Now I'm just hemorrhaging money, apparently. My laptop starts freezing again. Same issue. I ask Jake about it. Have you tried turning it off and on? I wait for more. Nothing comes. That's it? That's your advice? Usually works. It doesn't work. I take it to Geek Squad. $89 for them to clean up the hard drive and close startup programs. The guy explains it to me like I'm 6 years old, which is actually condescending, but I smile and thank him because at least someone's helping. Then my check engine light comes on. I ask Jake what it might be. Could be anything. Take it to a mechanic. But what do you think? I'm not a mechanic. He used to track my oil changes on a shared calendar. I never looked at it. Mechanic charges me $150 diagnostic to tell me I need an oil change and my tire pressure is low. Week 3, I meet my friend Rachel for coffee. She's got 2 kids, been married 8 years, has her shit together. I'm venting about Jake being distant and unhelpful. What happened? She asks. I explain the mansplaining thing, how I finally called him out, how he's been weird since. Rachel's quiet for a second. Wait, so he was helping you fix your computer before a meeting and you told him to stop? He was being condescending. Was he? Or was he just helping? I feel defensive. You don't understand. It's about the pattern. Chloe. She uses my real name, which she never does. Does Jake explain your job to you? Like talk down to you about marketing? Well, no. But does he explain cooking to you? Cleaning? Things you know about? That's not the point. What's the point then? That he knows more about computers and cars than you do, so when you ask for help, he helps? I don't know what to say. Rachel sighs. Look, I'm not saying mansplaining isn't real. But Jake's not doing that. He's thorough. My husband won't even answer when I ask him stuff. He just says, Google it, or call someone. You had a guy who cared enough to teach you things. The conversation moves on, but her words stick with me like gum on a shoe. I push them away. Rachel doesn't get it. She's not as aware of these dynamics. Week 4 is when I really start to feel it. The Wi-Fi goes out again. Jake doesn't even come look. Router's in the basement. I spend 45 minutes on hold with Comcast. The customer service guy treats me like I'm brain dead. Ma'am, can you check if the lights are on? The lights, ma'am. On the box. I want to scream. The garbage disposal starts making a horrible grinding noise. I ask Jake. Probably something stuck in it. Don't run it. How do I fix it? YouTube probably has videos. We just stop using that side of the sink. Then there's the taxes. Jake used to walk me through our tax software every year. Now he just says TurboTax has tutorials and goes back to his game. I pay an accountant $200. I'm keeping a mental list of how much Jake's silent treatment is costing me. I mention it passive-aggressively. Another $150 because someone won't help. He just nods. You said you didn't want me to explain things. I want to argue, but I can't. Because technically, he's right. The weird part. I'm starting to feel incompetent, like I can't do basic adult things. I hate that feeling, and I resent him for making me feel this way. It's his fault for being petty, for punishing me for having boundaries. That's what I tell myself anyway. Saturday morning. Jake leaves to play basketball with his friends, something he's been doing more lately, finding reasons to leave the house. I'm doing laundry in the basement when I notice water, just a little puddle near the water heater at first. I watch it, confused. Then it spreads, fast. Water's suddenly pouring from behind the tank, pooling across the concrete floor. I panic. Call Jake. It rings 4 times. Yeah? The basement is flooding. There's water everywhere. Okay, turn off the water main. Where the hell is that? In the basement, near the water heater. I'm spinning around, water soaking into my socks. I don't see it. It's a red valve on a pipe. There are like 100 pipes down here, Jake. The main one. I can hear basketball sounds in the background. Should be pretty obvious. Can you just come home? I'm 20 minutes away. Just turn the valve clockwise. I don't know which valve. The red one, on the main water line coming into the house. I'm almost crying. Please. Red valve, main line, basement wall where the water comes in from outside. Turn it clockwise. I find it finally. Took me 5 minutes of panic searching, and turn it. Water stops. I'm standing in half an inch of cold water, shaking. But now I'm pissed and petty. He said I didn't need his help? Fine. I'll fix the garbage disposal myself. I'm not incompetent. I'm a grown woman. I can figure things out. I watched 3 YouTube videos. They make it seem easy. Just reach under, find the stuck item, pull it out. Maybe reset the button underneath. I get a flashlight, stick my hand down the disposal. It's gross and slimy, and I can't really feel anything except vague wetness. I try the reset button. There's like 4 different buttons under there, and I'm not sure which is which. Press 1, nothing. Press another. Still nothing. Get a wooden spoon and try to manually turn the blades like one video suggested. Something crunches. That seems bad. I pull out the spoon. There's a chunk of plastic missing from the tip. Shit. I press the 3rd button. The disposal makes a sound like a dying robot. Grinding, screeching, then a pop and smoke. I killed it. I actually killed the garbage disposal. Jake comes home 30 minutes after my flood call, surveys the wet basement silently, gets the shop vac. We clean up together without talking. When we're almost done, I break. You could have explained better where the valve was. I did explain. No, you gave me the most basic... You mean I didn't mansplain it? That's not funny. He stops, looks at me, really looks at me. You're right. It's not funny. You told me to stop explaining things like you're stupid, so I didn't. I told you exactly what to do. I was panicking. Yeah, normally I would have walked you through it step by step. Where the stairs are, which wall, what the valve looks like, how many turns. But that would be mansplaining. His voice is flat, clinical. Wouldn't it? The way he's talking now, it's worse than before. Before he was enthusiastic, wanted to help. Now he's just done. Rachel shows up then. She was dropping off kids' clothes for donation, sees the wet basement. What happened? I explain. My voice is tight. She helps with the last of the cleanup. When Jake goes upstairs, Rachel turns to me. Chloe, you need to apologize to him. For what? Setting a boundary? For calling him trying to help you mansplaining. Girl, he was literally just helping. And now you needed his help and he gave you exactly what you asked for. The bare minimum. He should have just come home. He was 20 minutes away. He told you how to fix it? The garbage disposal's broken now too, I admit quietly. I tried to fix it myself, and I think I made it worse. Rachel closes her eyes. Of course you did. What's that supposed to mean? It means you spent years having a husband who'd fix stuff and explain stuff, and you took it for granted. Now you don't have that, and you're realizing you don't actually know how to do things. But instead of admitting that, you're doubling down. I was trying to be independent. You were trying to prove a point. There's a difference. She softens. Look, I'm not saying mansplaining isn't real, but Jake wasn't doing that. He's thorough because he cares. Because he wants you to understand. My husband won't even answer questions. Just says, figure it out, and goes back to his phone. After she leaves, I sit on the basement stairs. All those times Jake tried to show me stuff. Was he really being condescending? Or was I just too proud to admit I didn't know things? But also, he could have been more helpful today, more understanding. It's not all on me. The thought feels safe, comfortable. I hold on to it. That evening, after a silent dinner, I finally say it. I'm sorry about earlier. I was panicking and took it out on you. Jake nods. It's fine. It's not fine. You're barely talking to me. He puts down his beer. Chloe, what do you want from me? I'm trying to give you what you asked for. I didn't mean... I stop. Actually, you know what? I didn't mean for you to completely shut down and stop being helpful at all. There's a middle ground between mansplaining and being useless. Useless? His eyebrows go up. You know what I mean? You could have just come home when the basement was flooding. Instead, you stayed at basketball and gave me the bare minimum. I told you exactly how to fix it. Barely. You gave me like 3 words and expected me to figure it out while I was literally panicking? Because you told me to stop explaining things. We're both getting heated now. I know I should back down, but I can't. There's a difference between explaining and actually helping, Jake. You were being petty. Petty? He laughs, but it's not a happy sound. Chloe, every time I tried to help you, you called it mansplaining. Every single time. What was I supposed to do? Not punish me for setting a boundary. I'm not punishing you. I'm respecting what you asked for. By being passive-aggressive and making me pay for stuff you could easily help with. He stares at me. You're actually blaming me for this. I'm saying you overreacted. Long silence. He picks up his beer, puts it down again without drinking. Okay, he says quietly. You're right. I overreacted. I got hurt, and I shut down instead of talking about it. That's on me. I feel a little victory, but also, wait, that's not... But, he continues, you hurt me first, multiple times, and you never apologized until just now. You just kept doing it. My throat feels tight. I didn't mean to hurt you. I know, but you did. He looks tired. I'm not trying to be condescending when I explain stuff. I like knowing things, sharing them. That's how I show love. And you made me feel like an asshole for it. I want to argue. To say he could have been less annoying about it, less thorough, less... much. But something about the look on his face stops me. I'm sorry, I say again, meaning it more this time. I didn't realize that's what I was doing. I know. He's quiet for a moment. I'm sorry too. For shutting down. That was shitty. We sit there. It's not resolved, not really, but it's something. Can we just try again? I ask. I won't use that word anymore. At least not with you. And I'll try to read the room better. Ask if you want help first. Okay. But inside, I'm still feeling defensive. Like I gave in too much. Like I apologized for something that wasn't entirely my fault. He really could have been less extra about everything. Society conditions women to be defensive about men explaining things, so it's not like my reaction came from nowhere. Whatever. We're fine now. Moving on. Next day, Sunday morning, I'm staring at the dead garbage disposal. Jake's watching football. I should ask him. That's the healthy thing. Swallow my pride, ask for help. But there's this voice in my head. You can figure it out. You're not incompetent. You don't need him. Hey, I call out, can you show me how to fix this? He comes over, explains the whole thing. What I broke, how disposals work, how to properly reset them. I listen, but I'm also mentally taking notes. Not just listening to get through it, actually learning. Because you know what? I'm done being the helpless wife who needs her husband for every little thing. He finishes installing the new disposal. It works perfectly. Thanks, I say. No problem. Later, when he's back on the couch, I pull out my phone, start Googling how garbage disposals work, basic home repair, car maintenance schedules, how to troubleshoot computer issues, budget tracking apps, everything. I'm going to learn all this stuff, not because I should have to. Jake's perfectly capable of handling it, but because I refuse to be dependent. Next time something breaks, I won't need him. I'll already know. And honestly, maybe I'll get so good at it that he'll be the one asking me questions. How's that for a plot twist? I can see it now. Jake coming to me with the problem, and me getting to explain it thoroughly while he nods along. See how he likes it. I'm not saying I'm going to be condescending about it. I'm not like that. I'll just be knowledgeable, helpful. The way he was, but better. Less annoying about it. I save a bunch of YouTube channels. Home repair, car maintenance, tech troubleshooting. Download a budget app. Make a note to actually check the car manual that's been in the glove box for 3 years. This is good. This is growth. Not just learning to appreciate Jake's help, but learning to not need it at all. Rachel would probably say, I'm missing the point. That it's okay to rely on your partner for things they're good at. But Rachel doesn't get it. This isn't about Jake. This is about me. About being capable. Independent. I'm done being the girl who panics when the basement floods. Next time, I'll be the one shutting off the water main in 30 seconds flat. And Jake can stay at basketball. The group chat's still on mute. I'll unmute it eventually, probably. They were right about a lot of things. Maybe not about Jake specifically, but about the principle of the thing. For now, though, I've got research to do. Things with Jake are better. We're talking again. He's back to being helpful. I'm back to appreciating it, out loud at least. But I'm also studying, learning, planning. Call it a revenge arc if you want. I call it self-improvement. Either way, next year, I'm going to be the one explaining everything. We'll see how he likes being on the other side.